Sure, I will tell you who I'm actually talking about. I saw a video by Aileen, Lavendaire on YouTube. She has a big YouTube channel, and I used to like her videos, but now I can't really stand her because of the manifestation. Very fine with Aileen or anybody else having a niche, but a niche shouldn't bring down the people outside of the niche.
Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Trix and I make content about spirituality, philosophy and personal growth. And in today's video I wanted to sit down in front of my new corner I have made for myself in the apartment so I can finally sit down and talk with you guys. I want to talk about manifestation, law of attraction, and the demonization of bad thoughts and poor people and disabled people. I have made a video about this before, which was called, I think, Law of Attraction is Wrong and Ableist or something like that. But I'm here to talk about it again. And this time I want to focus a little bit more on the poverty stuff and like poor people blaming of that manifestation often does. I came across a video by a big YouTuber like a few days ago or like a few weeks ago, and she was talking about she is one who believes in manifestation, and she was talking about nervous system regulation and how the body knows before you and stuff like that. And one thing I don't like is when people use like therapy speak and then talk about like pseudoscience and stuff that don't align with science, and they use stuff like nervous system regulation or trauma informed, and in the same breath they talk about manifestation or law of attraction or things that is not based in science. It annoys me very much. It's not really that I am jealous or envious of people that has more than me. It's more of where we draw the line between being inspirational and being damaging. I mean, I'm finally okay with being someone who doesn't have all the things in the correct way. I'm finally okay with being a slow person that don't have everything figured out for themselves. Actually, I'm finally okay with being behind in life. I see so many videos about people wanting to share how to get like don't be behind in life, and if you feel behind in life then do this so you can be ahead in life instead. And like while I can see those people meaning well and those videos being helpful to some degree, I also can see it as demonizing people that actually are a little bit behind. And that's when I started my channel. I call that late bloomers, and my podcast is called Late to Bloom is what my podcast is called, and that is for a reason. That is because it's not wrong to take it a little bit slower in life, and I get that inspirational speakers and life design YouTubers, I don't like the term design when it comes to life, because life happens. You can't really design it as to design something else that is like an object or something. But I get that they can't reach everyone. They have a niche, and that is fine. But when the niche is putting other people down, then I have a problem with it. And like I said, I don't really like when they use therapy speech, like nervous system regulation, and try to use science in that way when they aren't knowledgeable. I am a person. I follow many therapists online, and many of them are a little bit gatekeepy. Like, I know some therapists online that say that you shouldn't talk about these stuff if you aren't a licensed mental health professional, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that this is a space only for mental health professionals and licensed people. I am myself in therapist training, and I won't become a licensed therapist, but I am a coach, and I actually see nothing wrong with coaching and using therapeutic techniques embedded into coaching, as long as you are doing it ethically. And I don't think it's only a space for licensed people. But what I do think, or what I do believe, is that you have to have knowledge. You have to be up to date with what you preach online and what you are telling people. You have to be up to date with science and be scientific with it. You can't lead people with pseudoscience. And I am the first person to say that yes, spirituality is something that can be very beneficial. I am a spiritual person. I am a Christian witch, a Christian Wiccan. I am very spiritual, actually. And it is beneficial to have a spirituality and to practice religion in a healthy way. You can do that in a healthy way. But this ain't it. This is not it. I mean, what I mean is, when you say stuff like your thoughts, you're not safe with money, and that's why you are poor, and that is why you don't have wealth and abundance, that becomes damaging. That is problematic. It's not okay to spew that information, that hate, I will call it. It doesn't matter if you wrap it in a gift paper, it's still hate. If you say that you are afraid of wealth and that is why you are poor, or if you say that people who are not safe with money are the people that can't manifest money into their lives, that is damaging. That is problematic speech, and that is not true. You are not poor or struggling or broke because you're afraid of money. I didn't thought I would need to tell other people that poverty and being poor is not the person, it's not that person's fault. So what I mean is that you don't need to be a licensed mental health professional to talk about nervous system regulation online or psychology online. You don't need to be like anything to talk about that online, but you should know what you're talking about, just like with everything else. And you shouldn't bring vulnerable people down who are already in a like bad position in life, or like who are already struggling in life. It's like punching down on someone who is already laying on the street, who are already laying down, and you still kicking them. It feels cruel almost. Even if you say it with a smile on your face, even if you say, just think better thoughts and you will manifest your dream life. The dream life thing, that is a privilege. It's not accessible for everybody.
Sorry for a weird angle. I needed to film this another day, and I've filmed what I had before several days ago now, and I am exhausted, but I want to share a little bit of a personal story without it being too much in this video, or like I want to share a personal story so you can get what I'm coming from with this topic. I think what bothered me the most about inspirational YouTubers and speakers who says like money can be manifested and wealth and abundance can be like something you choose for yourself. I think my main problem with that is that they have a very niche audience who can reach that. And for the rest of us who cannot reach that, we are not just not a niche. We are like discarded to the side. And we are, I mean, a niche is just a niche when you help the people within the niche. A niche is not something, it's not a niche when you are bringing people who are outside of that niche down. Then it's no longer a niche, it's a cult or something. So what I'm meaning to say is that I have not very much money, and I live in a situation where I can't work a day job at all because of my disability. They are now doing an evaluation and they think it might have to do something with EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or POTS maybe. It's the two diagnoses we are talking about that are new, and maybe we are going to reevaluate an old diagnosis to something else, to EDS maybe it's EDS instead, and POTS. And I cannot work because, not just because these diagnoses, but because I also have other stuff like my autism and my complex PTSD and DID, and I have a lot going on. And I mean, it's not my fault that I can't work, and in that also not drawing money into my life. I can't do that because I cannot work, so naturally I will become poor. And that's not my fault. I mean, I didn't choose to become disabled. In fact, I didn't choose to be even born. So it's not really getting easier when I get unsolicited advice from people who are like manifestation people in my life and online, but also when I see videos that spread mis and disinformation about why some people are not wealthy enough. I find that quite disgusting, to be very honest with you. And sure, I will tell you who I'm actually talking about. I saw a video by Aileen, Lavendaire, on YouTube. She has a big YouTube channel, and I used to like her videos, but now I can't really stand her because of the manifestation. I liked her when she talked about tarot or astrology, because that's a little bit more, I guess, nice things, like little spooky, witchy spirituality. And tarot is generally what you make it, and astrology is can be victim blaming, but it's also generally what you make it. But law of attraction and manifestation, that is just victim blaming and ableist and classist, and if you have it bad in life, then it's your fault. That's what that teaches. That is what that is. So when I see Lavendaire's videos or Aileen's videos, it gets my skin crawl. It's a pet peeve of mine when a person who haven't been through severe trauma talks about trauma. I don't say that this person doesn't have trauma, because I don't know if she had anything growing up or in her adult life or something. But what I can say is that she speaks like a person who has never been through any severe trauma, at least. Otherwise, she shouldn't be a manifestation person. She wouldn't be so far up her own butt if she really were traumatized for real. I'm not sitting here policing people's trauma. I'm not sitting here to like compare my life and Eileen's life and everybody else's lives. But what I'm trying to do with this is to say that you're not at fault if you are poor. And I thought you shouldn't need to say that in 2026. And no, you can't regulate your nervous system so that it can bring you money. That is not how anything works. And I didn't even think this was a thing in today's day and age, where we blame people for being poor. And I'm very fine with Aileen or anybody else having a niche. But a niche shouldn't bring down the people outside of the niche. That is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I don't know. Please tell me what you think. I'm not here to say that I have it the worst and that other people have it better or compare anything. I'm just here to offer another perspective and to be more inclusive on my channel, even though I don't have a big channel. And I am here to tell you the truth rather than just a good looking story or a fine seeming story. If you have it rough with money, it's not your fault. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Now I'm very tired. I will not continue this video further than this. I think I have said everything I wanted to say. And I also want to say that I am actually studying these things. I am studying trauma-informed therapy. I am studying nervous system regulation techniques and to become accredited to perform this stuff, and I know a lot about it already, and I will be able to work with this if I can work in the future, or at least use it online and use it in my videos and in my writing and such. I do learn about these things, so I know what I'm talking about as well. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.